Just, nice. Thanks. Peace out.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Damn. Hello? Oh, they're gone. Hello?
Hello, madame.
Hi,
Good
what's up?
afternoon to you. I am the Lord Rothchild.
Okay, what's up?
Well, I just wanted to say hi.
Yo.
How are you on this fine night?
This night is finite.
Excellent, excellent. I am the Lord Rothchild, and we own and control the world.
Okay, I have a question then.
Yes, my dear, anything for you, my dear.
Why is the American government taking 40% of my taxes? Shouldn't they also take 40% of the dick and take 40% of the jizz on their face?
Yes, my dear, the taxes has always been a situation for society. It's true, they are stealing us all. But my family, we never struggle. We own the Federal Reserve.
Okay, can I get on the list then so that I don't have to give any money?
Absolutely, my dear, you can join the bloodline.
The
But we
fucking
do
what?
practice incest, so I hope you're okay with that.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but like, I don't think y'all want me to bring my brother into the equation because he's a fucking loser, to be honest.
Yes, my dear, yes, I understand. It's okay, my dear. Anything for you, my dear.
Okay, so like, what else? What else do y'all do besides fuck each other's sisters and brothers and moms and whatever?
Well, the sisters and brothers thing, that is rare. I will say that is rare. But cousins, oh yes, we love our cousins. And well, as far as anything else that might seem a bit weird, well, I'd rather not talk about that. No, it's confidential.
Okay, who's gonna be the next president?
As far as the next president goes, I can only give you hints.
You cut out what?
Of course, I can tell you exactly who it is, but we speak in parables. We only give subliminal messages, you see?
Okay.
Yes, my dear, I am Illuminati. That's how we do things.
I didn't
Yeah.
ask.
Oh well, I'm telling you.
What is an Illuminati? Can you explain it to me?
Yes, my dear. The Illuminati is basically a very powerful family that want control over every single government. They want, you could say, power. They want the power over every single government. That is the main aim that we'd have.
It's not a family.
Yes, my dear, we are all family. We all know each other.
Okay, no, taxing Illuminati's not a family.
The Illuminati is not a family? Oh, well then, please illuminate me, my dear.
Aren't you supposed to know everything? You run the world.
Oh, well, yes, I mean, I do, but, there's maybe something I don't know. uh,
That doesn't make any sense.
yes, my dear. Well, I hope you have a lovely night. It was a pleasure talking to you, my dear, and I love your OnlyFans content.
Okay,
Bye-bye now.
bye. What is Illuminati? Now I have questions. Illuminati. They're so naughty. Okay. Tippy tappy. Tabby. Tappy. Tappy. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What brings you here today?
Oh, so I've got a few things. One of I was on earlier a little bit. One of my problems is whenever I'm talking to you've got like 5,000 people watching based on this. So I get super nervous in front of people or super nervous talking to someone who I would find attractive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me just being on here talking to you is kind of me trying to combat, trying to actually not get out there because, in my house, so that's not working out too good, but actually get on there, talk to people. So that's my first problem. So this is just me trying my best to get out and talk to people. So I don't really have any too bad of problems past that. The only other one is some of your past guys that whole secondhand, whole secondhand embarrassment thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's very real for me. So some of your previous people were pretty well triggering that for me.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Illuminati thing?
Yeah, what is it?
All right. So from my viewpoint, right, people got different viewpoints on this. It's mostly it's the whole cabal of people trying to control the world and do this and do that.
Sure.
It's one of those groups, right? They've got that eye on the back of dollar bills that's at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
That's part of it, right? You ever heard about that one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty deep one. If you don't, some of the base stuff. So let me see. Let me think here. One of them is have you heard of the theory that there should only be 500 million people of the population? Have you heard that one?
No.
So one of their things is so there's 7 billion people in the world, right? And they think
Right.
the maximum population should be no more than 500 million. So the
I
first
agree.
thing is they want to murder basically 6.5 billion people.
No, I don't want to murder them. I just want a Thanos snap.
Well,
That
what's the
seems
difference between those
painless.
two?
Because it's not painful.
So murder's okay if it's not painful?
No, because then there's people doing it rather than magic.
So okay, time out. If you could Thanos snap, you would do it to 6 billion people.
Maybe not that many, but definitely some people. It doesn't actually kill them, right? They came back. It's just like a different dimension.
Yeah.
It's not really
I don't
murder.
know if you want to.
It's more of relocation.
Relocation. Yeah, relocation to the not alive section.
No, it's alive. I just don't have to deal with them.
Okay.
It's like blocking people.
It's like blocking people.
Yeah. In real life.
Yeah, but that's one of the things for Illuminati. There's a ton of stuff on that though. Let me look it up. Yeah, the Freemasons, they get into that crap. It's it's a really, really deep hole of anything when it comes to anti-religion, right? How the world government should force everyone to be, I don't want to say atheist, but like force them to not practice any religion. That's one of them. World control, world domination. That's another one. Population reduction. Like that previous guy, he was pretending to be the Rothschild, so they're like one of the major owners of one of the largest banks in the world, right? So a lot of people think they run it, so it's like control of the money, that kind of stuff. It's I said Freemasons, fraternal secret
What is
society. Yeah,
Freemasons again?
so the Freemasons is an American fraternal order. If you're a guy, there's a lot of debate on that one. So the Freemasons is a fraternal, so guys only. They've got different levels. They've got, and what they try to do is their outward thing is secretive help. So like they fund hospitals, they do public support, they'll do fundraising for charity events and things like that.
Oh, so
But
it's like a wholesome 4chan in real life.
yeah, but a lot of people think they go and do other more secretive stuff. You can't just join as a guy. You have to be in what they call like good standing. And then you have to like go up to, like, some of them have on their license plate like ask one to be one. And so if you talk to those guys, that's like the way you would try to get in.
Oh.
And so then you start off, and I've had friends that like they had family that was part of it. There's like 33 levels, and you have to get, and they don't talk about, they have secret handshakes to get into certain clubs. That's a real thing for them. If you don't have the right ring, then you can't get in to certain things. There's all kinds of lodges I'm in the southeast of America. There's like 2 or 3 lodges in every city. And so they're a huge thing around here. And a lot of people think they get into like some of the Illuminati stuff, like controlling, and most of the presidents actually were Freemasons. Is one like conspiracy theory. So it's stuff like that. That crap gets intertwined pretty quickly, and it's all about money and power and control. And if you're like, Donald Trump wasn't a Freemason, and that's why they don't like him. That crap like that.
What?
Yeah, that's a deep hole right there.
I don't know. I guess I'm too sheltered.
Hey, with the internet, you can't. There's no amount of shelter that you can't get out of, right? You can find anything you want.
Yeah, but why would I want to? It just feels like a distraction from true happiness.
Yeah, so for me, happiness is like learning new stuff. Like earlier when you helped on that guy with his speech thing, I thought that was super impressive and awesome, because you took something that was, I'm not gonna say niche, like I bet a lot of people have it, but you had the right skills right there, and it was really interesting to watch you like walk him through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So like, I had never even, I mean, I kind of knew the speech thing, but to actually watch somebody help somebody else, I thought that was really interesting. So I've always been like the kind of person that says if you can learn something new, that's usually better. Maybe you never use it again. Maybe I never have any use for any of that, but I'd rather know.
Do you
it than
ever
not.
wonder if like it's actually reverse psychology, and sometimes like the elites just make up conspiracies to plant into the minds of people so they think that being elite is unobtainable, and it's kind of like copium while also distracting them from the bigger issues?
Yeah, so that's another one people get into. It's like, I watched a video and this guy was like, "Oh yeah, all wars are just a distraction." So like the Ukraine-Russian war, that's actually just a distraction to keep our eyes off elites and how they're trying to control stuff. And so you can get into all that. So like everything you see on the news is actually fake, or everything you hear about from Fox News is just them trying to distract you from the fact that they put Donald Trump in jail. Or you can get so deep in that. And I love conspiracy theories. That's why I know probably too much about it. But yeah, that's all part of it.
No, I meant that the That there's actually not conspiracies, and the fact that conspiracies exist are the distraction.
Well, no,
That's
isn't
what I
that? But
was
isn't that its own
thinking.
conspiracy theory, though? Right? So I see
So do
people
you
going,
wonder? I don't think it's a theory. I'm just wondering if you wonder. It's like reverse psychology,
yeah, like you have to distract people. Like you can't. It's like the Roman Colosseum, right? If you give somebody entertainment, then they won't. They're less likely to notice they're starving. Or there's some better way of writing that. But why Rome invented the Colosseum stuff, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I see people putting on there like BlackRock. That's another one.
I'm sure some of it's true, but I also think people start conspiracies. Like they go too far with it, and then they start pulling
Oh,
stuff out of their ass.
like it's just people like if we were running those type of businesses, that's exactly what we would do, and people are just making stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. I think it's a mix, right?
Right.
So you can't have hundreds of billions of dollars and not try to corner yourself in a way that you'd make more money, right? Like that would be ridiculous to say, hey, I have all this money, but I'm gonna willfully let other people put me in a position to lose this money, right? Like no one's gonna do that.
Right.
So they're gonna do things to put them in a position to make more money, right? That's how that's gonna be. But at the same time, it's exactly what everybody else would do, right? So I think there's a certain amount of conspiracy theories that like definitely turned out to be true, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other ones that were just totally made up, trying to get people, put down or whatnot. Like all the recent Hillary Clinton / Donald Trump conspiracies, like some of them were true, some of them weren't. They're just making shit up, and some of them are actually true. Just trying to control who does what sometimes.
Yeah. It is interesting.
Yeah, and I get too scatterbrained to know like really, really fine detail on like exactly what the Illuminati is without having to pull up Wikipedia and read it. But at the same time, it's not worth digging into, right? I'm not gonna get any better at anything by knowing exactly who the Wikipedia says the Illuminati is, right? That's kind of like a nonsense pursuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then like one question for you: Do you do this often? Is this like a once a week thing for you, or like the whole live people call in
It's almost daily, I would say.
almost daily? Really?
Yeah, it's fun. It's more fun than playing games to me.
Oh, okay. So, because what I was it's like for me, getting like I said earlier, getting comfortable. Like I know for a fact 5,000 people are watching this, right? And I know for a fact you're a well-known, attractive female. So
Okay.
those two things right there terrify me, just off the bat. So I'm probably gonna try to drop in here and like
Sure.
at least get in and say, all right, I'm gonna talk to this person, be like 10 minutes, and I'm gonna move on with life, right? So no, this is awesome. I think there's a lot of people like I've said before, I'm an engineer. I bet out of these 5,000, 4,000 of them probably have something kind of like me, right? Where it's hard to talk to somebody, or it's why they're even in here to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is like a good opportunity for some people to sit down and like, all right, I'm try to conquer some fears today and
Definitely.
see. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just. And what do I have to lose, right? I mean, the worst thing you could do is ban me for being weird. But after the previous people, and they haven't been banned yet, I don't think I have a whole lot to worry about, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I just say, you got what I've got. Just get on here and at least try something. If you give up, right? That's basically the same thing as suicide, right? So just might as well go down that
True.
road,
True.
right? But if you want to try to improve, then just get out there and do it. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Facts. What do you think people plan to do with like all their conspiracies? Like, do you think it's actually helping their life, or do you think it's just making it worse because they have no hope of improving anyways? They might as well just learn to take reality at face value.
I I think it's good to question like what's real. Like I think it's good to question what's true and what's not true, right? Like an honest pursuit of the truth is always worthwhile, right? So because if you live in a world of lies, that's like communist Russia or communist China, right? When everything is a lie, that's not a good place to be. So if you do it in like, hey, I think you're lying to me, and I think this is the truth. I don't see a problem with it. But once it's the point where you like, hey, I can't succeed in life because because the government is trying to steal all my money and all women hate me. This black pill, MGTOW nonsense. Like once you start going down that type of rabbit hole, I don't I don't see the value in that. I think that dramatically hurts people. Like you get just
True.
so deep, you can't function in society anymore.
True.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. I feel like it's interesting to talk about it, but I feel like some people become obsessed with it to the point where they're like, "No, I have to prove this. I have to convince her." It's like, what? What are you gonna do about it though? If you prove that it's real, like you can't change it.
I guess it's more like saying this was true. Like saying, "Hey, I was right," or like I didn't just accept something at face value. So, like, what's a conspiracy theory that like you would say, I kind of believe this, even though I bet a lot of people don't.
I don't know. I feel like most things I believe a lot of people believe, like aliens. I feel like aliens exist.
So that's a pretty big one, right? Because there's a lot of people that don't think aliens exist. So I think that's like at least a good starter one. If you want to call it a starter one, I don't know. You probably believe that the whole time, but it's like a good one to like get into and have an actual conversation about.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, if the space is really that massive, and we can't even fucking explore our own galaxy very well, what makes us think we're the only ones out there? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of, with my like math background, I've watched a lot of videos in math and this and that, and it's like it's hard to understand how big the universe actually is, and so depending on I guess this would get into religion some, but like what you believe in as far as that goes would be a pretty big factor in like if you believe aliens exist or not. Because if you're an evolutionist, then mathematically aliens should exist,
Even
right?
Christianity, they view God as the creator. What makes them think that this is the only world he created?
Right, and that's right, totally fair, right? But it's like I've done it from just like a math perspective. Like if we're doing evolution and we succeeded to this level, and there's how many billions of stars in our galaxy, and then how many billions of galaxies. You're talking about numbers that like humans are incapable of understanding. It's just too. And we're like we're the one.
Mm-hmm.
We're the one. No, there's no.
Yeah. In my opinion, the Bible being the 7 days thing is more like a metaphor, maybe like heaven's 7 days, which is incredibly long compared to human 7 days. And so that explains the creation of the animals, the dinosaur phase, and then humans later on.
That's a big argument in like the Christian church. I grew up in a Christian churches, done a lot of like theological studies and whatnot. That one right there is a borderline conspiracy theory for Christians, right? Because they're like, no, the world is 10,000 years old, and then they, you have the creationism arguments with the evolutionist argument, and you get into all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that? Which one are you more along the
one I
millions of
said.
years?
The one I
Go
said,
ahead.
where it's both.
Okay.
I don't know how old. I feel like it's a long time, but I also don't know if it's possible to know how long,
Yeah, I think that's like the most level-headed way of looking at it. Is like, hey, I have a preference, like I have a belief, but at the exact same time, you're not going to get me to say I know that for a fact. Like, there's no way I could know that.
Yeah.
I love your chat now. We got into because people are like NASA means lies in Hebrew. Oh God, I love stuff like this.
I mean, NASA's in my city. I've been there. It's pretty fun.
I've been to the one in Huntsville, and I've watched like a couple of rocket launches, but it like I don't know, with what I do in my actual job, I don't like. I kind of care. I kind of don't care.
Has Elon had any actual successful rockets go to space?
Oh yeah, that's his whole business is on reusable.
I wasn't sure if he
rockets.
had figured it out because I heard a lot of them like exploded.
Oh yeah, no, he was he had the
haven't been
mindset
keeping
of
up.
like fail fast, like the Mark Zuckerberg. Or I don't know who invented it, but like fail fast. So they launched tons and tons of rockets. They finally had their first successful reuse years ago now.
Okay.
They've got one that it finally crashed, or it landed but then fell over in the sea, and it had like 19 uses on it.
Hmm.
Because rockets, the problem
Wow.
was like you built this 100, 200, $300 million machine, and you
Mhm.
used it one time, and that was
Yeah.
it. It was done for. So his whole thing was, no, why don't we make them to where they'll like last 20 times or 50 times or 100 times? So no, they've got, I don't know how high up they are now. I think they're at like 19 or maybe in the 20s now.
It's kind of
I know
crazy.
somebody in chat will know how many times they've been able to reuse one of the oldest ones.
Damn.
No, I was super excited to watch that first one land and actually not blow up, and then take back off again. I was like, I don't think the majority of the population understand what just happened.
Yeah. It's pretty big. Do you think World War III is gonna happen?
I mean, eventually, yeah. You can't. There's no way we had 2 world wars in 100 years and then turn around and say there won't be another one. Maybe I won't live to see it, but maybe it'll be, pop off like next month. I don't know.
Where do you think is the safest places to go?
Oh, oh God. Ones where they're not talking about it in the news, maybe. I don't know. Because World War II ended with nuclear weapons. Is that what we'll start for the next one? That's a tough one.
Because you see like people like Zuckerberg building like huge bunkers and shit.
People have been doing that forever, though,
Yeah.
and rightfully so in the 50s and 60s, right? They built tons of them, but that never came to be, right? There was never a nuclear war.
Yeah. Girthy wants to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're in my lane now. Welcome to the conspiracy. I'm the dollar store Alex Jones, baby. Let's go.
Woo!
Oh boy, no, this is great. Okay, I'm ready.
So number